Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning into the Switch It Up show, and right now you are about to get your kicks with episode 66 here on the Switch It Up show. I did that for you, Mr. Setrap. I feel like that's one of your lines that you like to hit every now and then, and you know, anything to make you smile.
Every time it comes around.
Absolutely, my man. So I am Glenn, and I will be one of the hosts, and of course I am joined by my good friend, Mr. Setrap. Setrap, how are you this evening?
I'm hanging in. I'm very full. I went to get some beautiful salad at a place today.
Beautiful. What makes, for myself and for the people out there in the internet, what makes a salad beautiful?
The colors in that bowl, the greeneries, the varying shade of it, the romaine of the lettuce. How romaine is that lettuce, really?
That's dangerous, right? Wasn't romaine killing people a little while ago?
Yeah, well, with that government shutdown. But something that never shuts down is RH for the Nintendo Switch.
You know, I was going to ask you about dressings.
It was a miso.
Ooh, man.
It was a miso.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Is it a place called Sweet Grow?
Fancy.
Sweet something, I think. Can't really remember. It was in the KOP Mall.
Ooh, the KOP Mall. Do they have an arcade in that mall?
I wish.
All
they
right.
used to. There was a Chuck E. Cheese adjacent at one time.
Chuck E. Cheese adjacent. Well, if you wanted to like kind of just set up a makeshift game, you might do something like with a ping pong ball and some cups, perhaps. Something like in maybe Ping Pong Trick Shot Evolution.
Oh, perhaps.
For the Nintendo Switch. This game is $4.99, and you get 25 golden coins when you make that purchase. Smash that jump shot. Enjoy the all-new Ping Pong Trick Shot. This is an action puzzle game in which you throw ping pong balls into a cup. Control your character, position, angle, and power when you throw the ping pong ball. This game includes 4 modes: Challenge, Score Attack, Versus, and 50 Cup. In challenge mode, it requires you to complete specific challenges, such as bounce the ball 3 times and sink it in the cup. There are 2 to 3 missions in all 80 stages of this game, making the conditions and difficulties vary in each stage. In Score Attack, you will throw 15 ping pong balls and try to get as many in the cup as you can. You will receive bonus points when you consecutively succeed. Versus mode features 2 players throwing ping pong balls to compete who can score better. This mode allows you to use items that will give you multiple balls or place obstruction blocks that get in the way of your opponent. You can share your Joy-Con, so why not play with a bunch of your friends? And in 50 Cup, you throw balls into 50 cups that move towards you at a steady pace. You can only throw up to 150 balls, so precision is key. This game is interesting, Mr. Setrav. This is like, you ever play any of those bridge constructor games where they're like super specific about like, okay, like this bridge can hold this much weight, and you have to like, you know, tilt the truck like that's driving over it like this many degrees to make sure it doesn't fall apart. Like, you ever have a game that's got a lot of specific like scientific details?
Yes, where the yaw really matters.
I know it's a weird question to ask, but like this game it's like a ping pong trick shot game, like mixed with like computer simulation. It's like if Dude Perfect was made by somebody who's like super into geometry and angles. If you wanted to slap a protractor on top of Dude Perfect, this is the game for you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the music in this is rough. It's a rough time. I'm not gonna lie. Usually on Switch It Up show, sometimes we don't sugarcoat it or anything like that. We're honest, so I'm being honest with you. It is rough. It's rough. I shut it off.
Did you? Yeah.
I had enough. The one thing that I thought was pretty neat is that you do have a couple different characters that you can switch to. Everybody has different stats. So like Max, for example, is a good jumper and a good thrower. And then there's different characters that you can select, and they all have different pros and cons. Overall, though, it's going to come down to like, I guess, like how how specific you're going to be when you're throwing this ball. Again, this is kind of like Dude Perfect, but also like the ultimate pool trick shot. So as you go through,
Black Widow.
Yeah, as you go through these different levels, you have like all these different like almost Tetris looking pieces where you have to like knock the ball off of it. The different surfaces interact with the ball differently. Some absolutely kill the bounce, some it will bounce off of. There's all types of like hula hoops and things to go through and things that the ball can hit in midair that affect how it flies. As you throw the ball, you like press a button to start the power meter, press another one to stop it. You get to set the angle at which you throw the ball. So it's very kind of like guess and check as you're going and playing this. And it's level after level after level of that on varying degrees of like challenges, different obstacles getting in your way, and you trying to get the ball into the cup at the end of it. This is a game that you're either gonna like love with an intense passion, or you'll play it and you'll be like, this is just not for me. If you like Angry Birds and you like the Dude Perfect game, or even like some of the levels remind me of like Plinko on The Price is Right, which I love Plinko. Plinko's my favorite game. But this one for me was a little bit rough. I just didn't really like the simulation of like throwing the ball. I mean, not that it's like inaccurate or anything like that, but there's just too much going on. It's just too in depth for me. I am not like advanced enough to handle this like in-depth ping pong ball simulator. You're
not an engineer. You're not a city planner.
That's absolutely right. If you are an engineer and you want a ping pong game, this is it. If you ever played like college ping pong simulator, and you were like, I'm a genius, I need something way more difficult, this is the game for you. The price point is good. Like, it's $5. Like, I could totally see somebody playing this and like they love it. And $5 is totally worth it. And there's all types of different modes that you get. So many, like 80 stages. Like, you get your money's worth. It's just, for me, this isn't really there for me. Not my bag. I'm gonna give this a 3. That's a very personal score though. That's just because it didn't mesh with what I wanted out of it. Now, they are very like straightforward in how they present it. It's not like it's presented as something, as something that it's not. If you are looking for an advanced ping pong trick shot game, hands down, you will love it, aside from maybe the music. But for me, I just didn't really have that great of a time with it. It's not up my alley. Nothing like was really offensive to it in terms of the controls, so maybe I'll give it a 3.5. I'll bump it up a little bit as I'm talking about it, but it just didn't really, it just didn't really hit, it didn't play my hits, as Mr. Trav would normally say.
Yeah, I mean, the music is a really big part of a lot of these games.
Brutal.
I always say that. It's funny you should say that, because the game I am doing, the music actually wound up driving me insane as well. The game is called I Wanna Fly. It is $2.42, and you get 12 gold coins when you buy it on the Nintendo eShop. The life of a dreamer is hard. They said dreams must be fulfilled. They said, especially those seemingly impossible to meet. So there is nothing to wait for. Become a fulfilled dreamer, and in your own way, start flying. Take on one of the dozens of characters who can only dream about flying, and let them enjoy the moment. So, when they say, I want to fly, what you can do is flap a little bit. And I'm thinking all this dreamer stuff has to do with the fact that the first character you get to play as is a penguin. And penguins, unfortunately, can't fly, but always seem like they want to. So it's cute. It's got a very, very 8-bit style. And again, it's in the vein of, say, Copter. One of those games where you're just constantly falling down, straight down in a vertical pattern, and every now and then you can flap a little bit to move around and try to avoid a bunch of things and see how far and how deep you can get. As you're going, the depths do get more interesting, and you do get to see some neat things, some neater enemies. And you also have a bunch of unlockable characters. Batman's in there, Spider-Man type characters in there. A lot of really, really, really interesting looking characters, and it's fun to want to keep playing it like that and keep trying. Now, that is where I want to say the game ends on its good stuff. Okay? Trying to navigate the menus at all is asinine. For some reason, the same button doesn't do the same thing throughout the menus, which feels like an incredible oversight on their part. At one point, you have to hit the plus button, which is the start. Then at another point, the X button is how you would select things. For some reason, the trigger or the joystick on the right pad doesn't move things in one of the menus, and you have to use the right joystick instead of the left one. At another point, the left one doesn't work, and you have to use the D-pad only to navigate the menu. Then to select certain things, you have to press the Y button at one point instead of actually having to press the B button. I know it sounds a little crazy that I'm bitching and moaning so much about how the menu system just doesn't work at all, but this is a very, very simple game. Very simple. You should only have to go to the menu to switch out characters or turn off the music, which after about 8 or 9 runs, it gets to be kind of mind-numbing. And it never, ever changes based on how far you go down, how much more you're playing. I wish that there was some variety at all to this music. And I also kind of feel like there might be an issue with the hitbox. Like your actual character's box where you can get hit by enemies coming in, which critically feels like a major part of the game. It might just be that I was being that bad at it, but the fact that as far as I can tell, half of the game is broken and that their menu system is just completely off its rails and has no rhyme or reason to it. It's a major drawback to me. The price point of $2.42, that's decent enough. I would probably tell you to get it if it was 99 cents, honestly, because if you ever try to go around the menus and things like that, or change anything in the game system or setup, you're gonna have a bad time, because chances are it won't make any sense, because again, the controller layout changes with no rhyme or reason. But overall, doing the actual falling elements, aside from the hitbox maybe not being as exact as it should be on this kind of thing, it's pretty fun and it is captivating, because you have to unlock those characters, which in these games you don't necessarily need to do, but it's there and that's really cool. I want to say it's a labor of love, but the fact that they drop the ball so hard in the later things makes me not love it so much. So I am going to give I Wanna Fly a 2 out of 5.
My man, a 2 out of 5. Is that the lowest score that we've ever had here on the Switch It Up Show?
No, I gave something a 1.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh man. Right,
Yeah,
hey,
I gave that one game a 1.
hey, sometimes you have to, my friend. Sometimes
Go back, find the episode, tell me what game I gave a 1 on, and we'll give you a code to Doodle God Evolution.
Ooh, there it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Switch It Up Show. And, we try our best to be honest here on the Switch It Up Show. Whether we talk about an amazing game, a horrible game, a good game, a middle-of-the-road game, the great thing is, we have so many episodes for you to listen to, so many different games for you to choose from, that if things ever get boring, you can always switch it up.